Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. The market is still closed, which means your mind should be open. Today isn't about headlines or the folders. It's about the discipline and the screen. Blaise Pascal once said that all of humanity's problems stems from man's inability to sit quietly alone in a room. Today we're going to sit quietly with the charts. We are sitting in extreme fear on the Fear and Greed Index, and we're going to find the clarity that the rest of the market is missing. Let's get into it. Well, we're not going to sit in complete quiet because we do have my instrumentals that I created with Suno AI in the background, but we're going to vibe and we're going to get on the charts. Before we get on the charts, let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I am building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law. On meditation. Daily law. The master's mind must be able to concentrate on one thing for a long period of time. Develop such habits. True mastery requires the stamina to maintain focus and enthusiasm over long periods of time, avoiding the common trap of starting strong but losing direction as the work becomes difficult. By practicing daily meditation, one can learn to empty the mind of distractions, develop superior powers of concentration, and access deeper, more intuitive forms of thinking. This discipline builds the patience necessary to handle the drudgery of practice and the mental toughness to ignore petty criticisms that would otherwise derail your life's work. For long-term investors, meditation is the ultimate tool for maintaining a quiet mind during periods of extreme fear or extreme market volatility. The ability to sit quietly in a room while your portfolio is red allows you to stick to your thesis instead of reacting to short-term fear. Just as a writer loses the verve of their opening chapters, many investors lose their conviction mid-cycle when the initial excitement wears off. Developing the habit of concentration ensures that you stay focused on the 10-year goal rather than the daily fluctuations. Excuse me. Mastery in investing is often just the result from having more patience than the person sitting next to you. In active trading, the Zen mind is what allows you to wait for your setup without feeling the restlessness to force a trade. Meditation trains you to ignore the petty noise of the 1-minute candles that used to get under your skin and cause emotional errors. When you can empty your mind, you can gain access to a more intuitive read of price action, allowing you to see the true momentum behind the tape. Focus is a muscle, and if you haven't trained it in a quiet room, you won't have it when the market gets chaotic. A disciplined trading routine is simply a form of meditation where execution becomes second nature. Today, we're stripping it down and getting deep on the structure for Amazon, TSM, AVGO, Meta, Tesla, and Berkshire.B. And then we're also going to go back to the rest of the $1 trillion tickers, plus SPY and QQQ. And we're going to put, what I forgot to do yesterday was put the SMAs on the chart. We're going to put the 20 to 50 and the 200 SMAs on the chart. And that will show us some very clear and important levels that we broke this last week. All right, now that we've cleared the mental clutter, now it's time to apply that to the screens. Stay patient, stay disciplined, execution over emotion, process over predictions. Let's get started with Amazon. So remember, on yesterday's show, we did SPY, QQQ, NVIDIA, Google, Apple, and Microsoft. So today's show, we're doing the rest of the $1 trillion tickers. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start with Apple. We're going to start with Amazon here. The only thing I have on here is the all-time high. I'm going to start on a weekly chart. And we're going to find where the price had big reactions. You can definitely see a big reaction right here off top. Go ahead and roll that up. All right. And then right here, where the market stopped from that huge drawdown. Go ahead and roll that up. Okay, and then following that, we do have this previous all-time high right here. And then we'll have the March lows of last year. The Trump tariff sell-off. Okay, I don't think we'll go beyond that to the downside, at least not in the upcoming week. So we can look for upside resistance now. You spread that out. Yeah, this is definitely upside resistance right here. There we go. Round that down. All right. Beyond that, we can go to the daily chart. Look for some more. We had the high of the month so far. That's going to be some resistance. Go ahead and round that down. Okay, next. I like this level right here. Based on this, and this. Okay, above that, this is our next level here. Okay, so this is based on this, and this. Okay. And one more daily to the upside. Previous all-time high. So this is based on this, and this. Okay. And then let's see if we have more underneath this level here. We do. This bounce right here. Go ahead and round that down. Did have a slight bounce right there. Go ahead and round that down. Okay, now we can go to the candles. Oh, we do got some gaps on here. There we go. Oh, that gap has been filled, actually. Oops. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna move that thing up here. There we go. There's the gap to the upside. This gap right here has been filled already, so we can take that off and just put it up there. But actually, we do have some gaps to the downside on Amazon that we had to go way back here to find. So it started here and came down here. But there we go. But actually, it ended up, there we go. So that much has been filled. So that's still there. And then we actually have another gap down here. That's almost filled as well, but it's not filled completely. Okay, so after that, there's the gaps, y'all. There's the gaps on Amazon down there, so not too far down, actually. Let's see where we at from here. We get to this gap. For this gap to be filled, we got to lose 5%. For this gap to get filled, we got to lose 13%. Oh. That's probably once the recession hit, then we'll fill that one. But I got to put them gaps on there because that's what it is. So, okay. Amazon current price $205.37 to the downside. So let's see. Based on market structure, this was the lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, lower high. Lower high. No, this is higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So it just broke this low. So based on market structure, I got it coming to the downside. It may actually bounce right here on this low that took us up there. So we can put another level right there. Go ahead and round that up. All right, so current price $205.37 to the downside. I got $202.50, 200 psychological level, which is very close to our weekly level here at 198.80, followed by the gap at 196. This $1.50 gap to the downside, followed by 192.80 and 186 is a weekly level. And then to the upside, we got the high of Friday, 207.67, followed by 213.20, 218.90, and then we got this gap up here, 226.76 to 232.40. So during the week, I have 2 shows per day. When the market is open, I have the pre-market show where I give the day trading levels. So if you want levels on a smaller time frame, I go to the hour time frame, and then I'll find smaller levels. But these are the daily and weekly levels. So keep that in mind, y'all. Also, what I didn't do yesterday was put on these SMAs. So this green line is let me verify. The green line is the 200 SMA. The orange line is the 50. And the purple line is the 20. So Amazon is underneath all three. So that is short-term bearish. So keep that in mind, y'all. All right, next, let's go to TSM. Remove all the drawings. Let's put the all-time high on here. And now we can go to the weekly. And we go to the line chart because it's much easier to find your levels on the line chart. And where did price have big reaction? We got this previous all-time high right here. Go ahead and round that down. Okay, we got a previous all-time high right here. Okay, then we can go to the daily chart. Okay, we had a big move right here. Go ahead and round that up to the nearest 10 cent. Okay, as far as downside, we had a big move here. From here, it ran up. So we can put a level right there. And underneath that, we had a bounce right there. Once price came here, it sold off hard. So we got a level right there. It's nothing crazy, y'all. It's just where the price had big reaction. Okay, it's a lot of chop up in here. It's a lot of chop in there, so I mean, we did catch a bounce right there. So we can go right there. Go ahead and round that down. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, let's put that previous all-time high on there too. Just broke underneath that one. Okay, that's what we got. And let's put one more daily level on there. Alright. That's where price reacted. Then we can go to the candlesticks. So we got a little gap right there. Okay. Got a little gap down there too. Okay. So as far as market structure, definitely to the downside. Bounce right here. This actually looks like a huge bear flag. This will be the pole. The flag just broke down. Okay. The February lows right here. It's going to be important. So this is very close to this daily level right here. So I'm going to put another level on there just so you know this is the February lows, because that's very important. Even though it's only $1 away from that, but this is a very important level here. If it breaks this, it's coming to fill this gap. And we have these January lows as well. So it's definitely a lot of support right here. Because the last time it came down here, it bounced all the way up there, and it came back and tried it again and bounced all the way up there. So it's a lot of buyers right there, y'all. A lot of buyers right there. Oh, let me actually roll that up to the nearest 10 cent. There we go. All right. Okay, so TSM current price 329.24 to the downside support. We got 325. Oh, wait a minute. Let me roll that down. We got 325.70 followed by 319.10. 318, 316.20. So it's a lot of support in this area. So I don't think it's just going to break through very easily. It would have to have high volume to be able to break through this. Remember, these are the February lows and the January lows as well. But if it does break those levels, we do have this gap right here that from 307 to 311. If it breaks that, we got our weekly level here at 300. All right, to the upside resistance, we got 311.80. Excuse me, we got 331.80, 336.70, 342.40, 346, 354.60. All right, let's check out the SMAs. The purple is the 20 SMA, so it's underneath the 20. It's underneath the 50. It just broke underneath the 50 this week, and the 200 is way down here. So that is short-term bearish. All right, next AVGO. Go ahead and delete. Let's go on a weekly and put the all-time high up there. All right, then let's go to the line chart and find some big price reactions. We had an previous all-time high right here. Yeah, this double top. Basically a triple top, really. One, two, three. Downside. Alright. And then we got this huge sellout. This is double top right here. Alright, there we go. Let's go on a daily. I was going to put one right here, but let's go on a daily and see where it's at. Yeah, see, we got this double bottom right here. Let's go ahead and put it on that instead. There we go. If it breaks that, we got this. It's a lot of bearishness in the market, y'all. That thing on extreme fear 15. Everything is breaking down. I wonder what Trump is gonna do. Trump definitely cannot have the market looking like this when it's time to vote. Or they gonna lose the midterms. So Trump gonna have to figure out a way to turn this around. Cause I know he can't have people accounts looking like this. Even though they was at all-time highs very recently. But still, I don't think you want to risk it. Okay. Let me put one more on there based on this. All right. Got a lot of reaction right there too. Got a lot of reaction right there too. All right, so there we go. AVGO. It actually did break this previous high here from February 9th, but it was so much sellers right there. That thing temporarily breached it. Came all the way back down. So now we got to see if it's going to break these lows here, these early March lows. And then we got this low right here, February 4th low. That's going to be an important level as well. So we can put that on there just because that's the low of the year for AVGO. We don't want to break that. Alright, so AVGO, current price 310.51. For the downside support, we got 306.30, followed by 298.20, 300, a psychological level, 298.20, 295.30, which is the low of the year, February 4th, followed by 289.60, 278.60, 264.70. To the upside resistance, we got 320, 325.20, 332.60, 339.90, and where the sell-off started, the most recent sell-off started 352.10. All right, let's check out the SMAs. So AVGO is under the 20, the 50, and the 200 SMAs. So that is a very bearish sign, at least in the short term. And we got a gap up here too. All right, so that's what we got for AVGO. Next, we got Meta Platforms. This thing looks so terrible. It's like a huge bull, a huge bear flag, and it broke. And this thing broke the January lows, and it's heading toward the November lows right now, y'all. Meta is looking terrible. Oh, we got a gap down here too. Oh, actually, let me delete this and start over. Man, oh man. Meta is on super discount, y'all. Can't count out Zuckerberg, man. You know how I be making them comebacks. Remember 2022, that thing was under $100. 2026. 2025, that thing hit not 796. So he definitely spinning that bag on AI too. So all right, the April lows. Let's go ahead and put that on there. We had a nice bounce right there. This is a previous all-time high, very important level. We just broke. go to the daily for those. And then to the upside resistance. There we go. This thing is selling off crazy, man. Alright. Let's see. That's some support right there. Underneath that, it's a lot of chop in this area. Spread this thing out so I can see, man. There we go on Meta. So our downside levels. Now let's look for some upside levels. Start with this bounce. Start and followed by this. And then oh yeah, okay. So damn, it's a gap right here. Oh, Meta coming to the gap, y'all. Oh, we got another gap down here. Meta is in trouble, boy. Meta is in trouble. Okay, so Meta broke these January lows. It's headed toward these November lows, y'all. Let me put a line on the low of November. That's the November lows, 581.25. If it breaks that, it's coming down to this gap, y'all. I do got a weekly level inside this gap, but it's coming, y'all. Yeah, Meta is looking terrible. Alright. So, okay, Meta to the downside. Meta current, 593.66. To the downside, we have 585.50, followed by 581.25, 575.20, and then it hits the gap. We do got 565.50 inside the gap. We got 554.10 inside the gap, and the gap will be filled at 548.90. To the upside resistance, we got our weekly level here. At 595.90. followed by 604.10, 613.70, 627.40, and 639.80. All right, as you can see, this is the 200 SMA, so it's way under the 200. It's also way under the 20, way under the 50. It's completely sold off. It's way oversold. This is still a $1 trillion ticker, but it's way oversold right now. But we super bearish, man, because we broke these January lows. We're about to break these November lows. It looks like we're gonna break these November lows next week. So super bearish. Let's actually put on the algo. That's what I should have did for the other ones too. Okay, so it looks like they had a new entry at 606 and they hit all three take profits. Let's check out the algo on these other tickers that I didn't do earlier. We had a sell here Wednesday, March 18th. The entry was 315.93. The target is going to be 306.42, which is right by our weekly level 306.30. The stop loss is 325.44. Take profit 2 is going to be 296.91, followed by 287.40. TSM had a second entry here at 338.89. It did hit TP1. TP2 is going to be 319.23. TP3 is going to be in the gap at 309.40. Amazon, as far as the algo, had a strong buy here, and then it got faked out. Let's go to the 4 hour and see if we have a more recent signal. Did have a sell signal here Wednesday at 9 a.m. The entry was 209.86. It hit TP1, TP2. TP3 is going to be 202.66. All right. So next, let's go to Tesla. And we're going to redraw everything on Tesla. Go to the weekly. Let's put the all-time high on there. Okay, then we go to the line chart and see where the price have a big reaction. So next level of support, I got it right here. 350, wow. Okay. We break that 350. Then it can come all the way down here. 302. Oh man. That's a huge fall. I like this right here as well. Alright, as far as above, price did bounce tough right there. Alright, did have a big reaction right there, so let's put that on there. All right, let's go to the daily. He's been in this downtrend, man. A lot of chopping between these levels. Okay. They had a nice spike and sell off right there. is just chopping in this range. If you don't know where to put your lines, you just gotta scroll back and see where the price react. All right. Okay, so that's what we got on Tesla. Gap down here, sold off hard. Okay, Tesla current price 367.96. Support I got 361.50, 350, and 329.70. Resistance to the upside. Got this 379.30 followed by 391.10, and then we got the gap. Got the gap right there. It breaks that 400 psychological level. All right, let's check out the SMAs. Tesla this week, it broke under the 200 SMA very strongly too. So, yeah, if all these prices stay under the 200, I'm gonna have to add the 400 SMA on here, y'all, unfortunately. But that's what happens during the sell-off season. All right, next, let's check out Berkshire.B. Let's go on a weekly. The all-time high up there. All right. Got a nice bounce right there. Got a nice bounce right there. Was upside. Got a nice reaction right there. Got a nice reaction right there as well. $500. Alright. Yeah. I'm not gonna put no daily levels on Berkshire. Nobody's trading this. It's just a buy and hold situation. As you can see, it's just been in this range since August. It did break out here in November and December for a few days each month, but it's right back in that range. There's not really much going on. But it is underneath all three SMAs, the 20, the 50, and the 200. So keep that in mind. Oh, did I put the algo on Tesla? I had a buy signal here, got faked out. Let's go on the 4 hours, see if we have a more recent. It looks so flat though. Oh, we had a sell signal here on Wednesday the 11th. And it did end up hitting 2 take profits. Let's check out Tesla. TSLA AVGO, get a sell here. Felt some pressure. Finally got a flush. So it did hit TP1 and TP2. TP3 is going to be 359.39, which is very close to our weekly level here at 361.50. Okay, so what I was going to do based on yesterday, I forgot to do the SMAs for the charts. So as you can see, this is SPY here. So this is the 20, the 50, and the 200 SMA. So yeah, SPY just broke. It broke the 200 SMA on Thursday, and it fell even more on Friday. QQQ is under all three SMAs. It broke it on Thursday, and it fell hard on Friday. NVIDIA broke it on Thursday, fell tremendously on Friday, 3.28%. Wow. Google broke the 20 on Thursday and sold off. The 50 is up here, so it's already underneath the 50, but the 200 is here. So Google looks the strongest out of all these tickers, all these $1 trillion tickers. Google looks the strongest by far. Most of these are under the 200. So here's the 20 and the 50 on Apple. Here's the 200 is right at the 200 on Apple. But watch out for this. This is the January lows. The January lows are actually lower than these October lows. So yeah, that's what I got, y'all. Oh, I did Microsoft yesterday too. Microsoft, this is the 200 on Microsoft, so that looks terrible. But that's what I got. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live. I do got to film one more. I got to film the oil stocks update. So that'll be next. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.